I guess first of all, my name is Dawne. I like driving this truck. It's something I can do well. I like to be able to operate equipment. I was able to get into this business through an ex-boss. I used to work for a tree company grinding tree stumps, and the boss there left and came here. So he told me it was pretty much the same thing as the hydraulics on the other machines. So I learned how to do this, and I've been doing it for like 8 years now, and I just love it. Well, with these trucks, we're allowed to haul, well, weight-wise, maximum of 70,000 pounds. It's just a huge dump truck with a crane on it. The crane is the fun part. It keeps you're not sitting in the seat all day and not being able to do anything different. We pick up vegetation from golf courses. We work at construction sites. We will do residential pickups sometimes. We don't do a lot of trash hauling. We do haul concrete, we haul soil, we haul mulch, that kind of stuff. We go pretty much anywhere from Miami to Fort Pierce. We do go to Orlando, Daytona. We go out of town. We work storms as hurricanes, tornadoes, snowstorms. When we go out of town, it's either a sit and wait kind of thing, or you have to rush to you have an hour approximately to get your clothes together and get in the truck and get on the road. Places that we stay, sometimes we have to stay in a truck a little bit before we can actually get places to stay, depending on the damage of where we are going, or even if they have power or anything like that. When I've gone out of town, we usually go for 2 months at a time. It's never really any less than that. It really was really hard on my daughter. She had to stay with friends because we really had no other family here. It became really hard on her because when you're having to stay with someone else and everything is totally different, and you don't even get to stay home. She doesn't get to stay in her bed, and it's just totally different for her, and it was really hard. One time that I really hated the trucking was when I almost killed a guy. I was fully loaded. We were going through the toll booth, and for some reason people always tend to slow down when they're going through there. A traction trailer was in front of me. I was trying to stay back far enough that if he slammed on his brakes, that I would be okay and wouldn't be on top of him. The car decides to pull in between me and him. Of course, the truck slammed on his brakes. I just had looked in my mirror on the right-hand side, so I was able to go in that lane, and he went through some concrete barriers. If neither one of us could have went that way, he would have been crushed. There would have been nothing left of him between the two trucks. That's the one time that's really ever scared me, because I never want to hurt anyone. But then there are other times when there's always a chance that if you're not careful and if you let things distract you, leaving the boom up in the air, hitting power lines. I've done it. Practically everybody that we work with, actually everyone that we work with at some point in time has done it. And when I first started doing it, the clam hit a bridge. The bridge was really low in Oklahoma. Thankfully, I only did a small amount of damage. It was only like $1,000. Only we had to replace the hoses. So it makes you more cautious of everything. We don't go out of town that often, but when we do, like I said, it's like for 2 months at a time, and sometimes a little bit longer. It becomes real stressful sometimes because you're working from daylight to dark. You're working 7 days a week, and you don't eat very well. You get very little sleep because by the time you get home, you only have time to eat and time to go to bed, but you don't want to go to bed because you're hyped up from the day. Yeah, every once in a while the guys really try to take care of me too, even though I can take care of myself. One of the guys actually tightened the handle down too tight on the back door, and when I went to open it, it was too tight, and I jerked it down. I had to put all my weight on it because I'm not as big as they are, strong, but it came down and hit me in the chest, and so I was in a little pain for a little while, but you suck it up and go on. Working with all men is not a problem. Since I've been in the business of working with all guys for like 16 years, there's only been once or twice I've actually ever had a problem, and it wasn't with the guys that I work with. And it doesn't seem to be a problem to be a woman in this business anymore. Actually, it's funny still because when I pull up on jobs, people will tend to say, do you need any help? And I look at them and smile and say no, and then when they actually see me operate the crane, it's like, yeah, you don't need no help. And we're impressed. I've had older ladies look at me and say, you go, girl. It's funny. It's actually a really good job. I like it. It's always different. It challenges you, and it's always nice to have a good challenge once in a while.